What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, I did cut the locks off first and foremost. I know you're like, who is this guy? I did cut my hair. I wanted a new start. I had them for about like 2 years or maybe 2.5, something like that. Overall, I just got tired of maintaining it and having to fix my hair up, and all that stuff wasn't for me. But for my guys and my gals that's still doing the lock journey, man, more power to y'all, and salute to you. Today, we will be talking about team driving, and I know it's a lot that goes into it, and I want to talk about my personal opinion on it and to give you guys a few tips on what to expect. So if this video is helpful for you and if you enjoy this content, please do me a favor and hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment, and please hit the notification bell before you leave. Let's get into it. All right, I'm sure most of you are aware by now that my wife and myself were team drivers for CRST, and we worked there for about 7 months. So I'm going to be just as honest and as transparent as I can be. Team driving does require a lot of patience. It really does. I would be honest and say, I don't personally think it's the most ideal way of trucking, because you have to learn how to live day in and day out with a person you may know or may not know for a predetermined amount of time in a very tight and confined space. I will be honest with you and tell you that the longer that you guys are in the truck together, that space in the back does seem smaller and smaller. Let me just get this out the way. If you're a person that's really big on personal space and you have a very territorial mindset that you don't want people around you, you don't want people touching anything that belongs to you, you want your space and you don't want your space to be altered in any way whatsoever, I'm going to be frank with you. Team driving may not be for you. Just to get an image in your mind, imagine a jail cell. Of course, you're not in jail, but imagine a jail cell. If you were to go into a jail cell, you would see that there's one sink, one toilet, and 2 beds. That means at no point does anyone have personal space. There's no such thing as personal space when you're in a tight, confined area like that. Sure, you can have your clothes over here and my clothes over here, or my towel here and your towel here. Sure, but the space is small. But it is very doable, and I'm going to give you the #1 key to making team driving work. And this will save you so much headache and so much confusion: communication. If you communicate what your intent is and where you want things and how you want things done, and you have a true understanding going into the truck, you can make team driving work for whatever your situation is. If you're trying to make some extra money with your brother, with your sister, with your spouse, your significant other, communication will make it work. If you're at a starter company, CRST, I believe Swift does team driving. If you're at one of those companies like that and you're team driving to get your experience, communication will make it work. You just have to make your intentions known. Leave nothing to chance. Don't have anyone guessing what you want or how you like your things. Make it known from the get-go. The second most important tool that you can use to make your team driving experience a great one is courtesy. Be courteous of one another and respect each other's personal belongings. Of course, space is tight, but that doesn't mean that you use someone else's deodorant because you ran out of deodorant and forgot to get some. Respect people's items. Don't be entitled to other people's stuff just because it's in the same truck. If you want something that, let's say that your co-driver has in the refrigerator, ask, hey, is it okay if I get some of this? Hey, is it okay if I use this? I don't have any more. Be courteous. To treat people the way you want to be treated. You wouldn't want someone to go in there and just take your personal belongings and use your stuff without permission. Don't do that to somebody else. And I know that this has nothing to do with actually driving the truck, right? But these issues are the main issues why team driving doesn't work. It's not really about driving, because driving is just driving. It's the intangibles like the communication and the courtesy that causes a lot of drivers to fall out and people to not want to do team driving. Also, another thing that I think is very important that you want to get out the way and get hashed out first and foremost is you want to decide where are the stopping points for each of you. So let me give you an example. My wife and I were going from Houston to Denver, and that was our route. It was a dedicated route, and we'll go there over and over again. So we decided to have boundary lines of no matter what happens, you will not drive past this point, and I would not drive past this point. So that way we were both driving an equal amount of miles, and we both knew where to change out at, where to start our shifts at, and it was fair. So it wasn't one person doing more than the other. We would try to make it split down the middle. We would always switch out in two places, either in Tonkawa, Oklahoma, or at the there's a travel plaza on I believe it's I-35 in Kansas. We would always transfer there because it would split the route in half evenly. So my wife and myself, we would both have equal amount of miles. So it wasn't one person doing more than the other. So guys, make sure that you sit down, calculate your route, and look at how many miles it'll take to get to a certain point, and look at how long it'll take to get to that certain point that splits it right down the middle. That way you guys can set your alarms. You know when the shift change will occur, you know where you will be at, and you know how long you'll have before you get to your destination and you guys switch again. It's all about communication and making it smooth. It's not going to be easy because, of course, you have to have team building skills. You have to work with another person. And I love my wife dearly. I love my wife dearly, but there were times that in that truck, whew, there was times, boy, she knows what it is. There was one time that we were so heated with each other. I pulled that truck over on the side of the interstate, and I had to get out because I was going crazy. Whoo, buddy. Definitely don't do that. You know, I would advise you not to stop the truck on the side of the interstate on that shoulder, but I was so frustrated that I just had to get out the truck. But because that's what the stress of team driving really is. There are going to be moments where you guys aren't going to be able to stand each other. You're going to have to take a break and get out of the truck and hit the reset button before you guys carry on. Take advantage of the time that you're away from the truck. Take advantage of the time where you have free time. But if you guys are considering team driving with someone that you know, definitely give it a try. I would say that, you know, go into it with those tips that I mentioned before. And if you are going into it with a person you don't know, just be mindful of, hey, it's not going to be easy. But if you guys have a like mind, you can accomplish what you guys are both trying to accomplish. Specifically for entry-level drivers that are team driving, you have to remember that is a temporary situation. You guys may not be the best of friends, but you guys have to come together and have an equal shared goal. And after that, they'll go about their business and you go about yours. But encourage and uplift one another and push each other to be better. And crazy enough, you'll mess around and make a best friend doing that. You know, so I hope that these tips are helpful for you. This is only part one because I cannot talk all about team driving in one video because this video will be like 30 minutes long. So these tips are just a few out of the many tips that I have for team driving, but we're going to get into more tips in the next video. But if this video was helpful for you guys, do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell before you leave. Drop a comment. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the love. I hope that these videos will continue to help you guys. And until next time, be blessed, be safe, and it's Gene rolling out.